Yo, 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 what's going on, guys? It's your boy Player X here with Semi-Limited Podcast. I'm joined tonight with our brother, Mr. Purrfect,
Yeah, you better roll that
aka
R.
Bradley. Yeah, I know, I better roll that R if we're going to sit here
Yeah,
complaining about it. So, aka Mr. Brad.
what's going on, my man?
He is our Twitch affiliate for the Semi-Limited Podcast, and he's going to be joining us tonight for another jam-packed episode. You guys loved him so much with the Eric episode, we had to bring him back on.
Hell yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh, man. Gotta love it. Duel monsters.
So before we begin, just like every other episode, we just want to thank everyone for listening and showing all the love to all of our social sites and all of our channels and whatnot. We appreciate all the love that's being shown, and we grow more each and every day, and it's all due to you guys. So from the bottom of my heart, I truly appreciate it. We are grinding here and putting a bunch of my time, effort, and finances and other things on the line just to make sure that we have a fun little outlet for the Syracuse community, and it's a fun time and I'm enjoying doing it, and just the feedback I get from you guys really keeps it going. So much love to you guys. Speaking of showing love, I'd like to give a shout out to Unplugged Gaming real quick out in Manlius, New York. They be showing love to us all the time, so be sure to go down in the description box below to go join their Discord server and show love to them. So you can go down there, click it, join them, and you could talk about all the TCGs that you like to play, whether it be Magic, Naruto, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, One Piece, whatever it is. You go down there and you go socialize with that community of it because they got them jam-packed there. So
Yeah, talk to Joe.
speaking of which, yeah, talk to Joe. Joe's actually a good person. I fuck with Joe a lot, so you're part of the Semi-Limited team as well. So go down there to Unplugged Gaming in Manlius and go check out what the store is all about. You can also follow our Twitter and TikToks in the description box below on that link tree. So be sure to click on that. It's going to bring up all of our sites and also the podcast that you can listen to on different platforms. So you can go through, click every single social site we have and click follow, subscribe, like, whatever it is, whether it be Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, whatever it is. Or I shouldn't say Twitter, I should just say X, right? Because fucking Elon's just doing Elon things.
They named it after you, dude.
Yeah, I guess so.
They finally recognize your greatness, you know?
Yeah, so it's good to get a little bit of recognition. So be sure to go on my own app, X, and follow us there. So we'll be having another follower giveaway at 50 for both platforms, and we're really close. We're at like 47 Twitter followers. So go find 3 friends and tell them to go like us and follow. So
I might just have to make 3 random accounts.
also, in our last announcement, yo, shit, we might. And our last announcement for today, before we get into today's episode, we have Bradley, who is our Twitch affiliate, as I mentioned before, who would be streaming every Saturday at around 11 o'clock p.m. And I'll just let him go ahead briefly describe what he likes to go do.
Yeah, like I said, recently, like I mentioned in the last podcast, I've been doing some regional testing in 2 weeks. Actually, yeah, just under 2 weeks. On August 26th, Rochester is going to be hosting a regional. Myself and a bunch of the guys from the Syracuse local scene are going to be going up there to kick some ass and take some names and send some bitches to the Shadow Realm, so better prepare yourself. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of play testing lately. This past Saturday actually was great. Josh actually stopped in the stream, was watching me play test a little bit. We were talking about like the matchups that I was having, and I had a matchup against Flo Underease, and this person clapped my cheeks hard in game 1.
On
And
some
Josh,
Albert shit?
yeah, like fucked me up, and Josh was like, if you come back and you win these next 2, I'll sub. And I was like, all right, bet. And I came back and I won.
Let's go.
And he
put his money where his mouth is. That's right.
He dropped a sub. So yeah, shout outs to Josh. You know, I really did appreciate that, and you know, everyone else that was popping in the stream and, you know, kind of watching as I was collecting those names. But no, it's a good time. Yeah, just playing some Yu-Gi-Oh. Like I said, you know, sometimes I miss play and rage quit. Sometimes I just get a good hand and I just go God mode with the cats. It just happens. So
yeah, absolutely. So be sure to go check out his stream too. Well, eventually we'll both be joining forces and commentating other games and local events and whatnot as we host our own online tournaments on the Semi-Limited Discord server, which you can check out below and join and be a part of, because Brad is in charge of those tournaments as well. So maybe we'll be able to catch some streams on Saturday, and then that Friday following, we'll be able to get into a tournament and be on the stream. You know what I'm saying? You never really know.
you can play against one of us.
Yeah, call me out by name. I play for money.
Yeah, just to get sent to the shadow realm. No.
But to get into today's episode, I just want to start with some of the tech cards that might have some actual meta applications in the upcoming formats, or at least the future that we might have for the card game that came out of Dune, the latest core set that just dropped. There are a lot of spicy singles that are out there, or a lot of like what's known as tech cards, cards that you put in to kind of like give your deck a advantage as far as having non-engine in your deck. So a lot of them had came out of Dune, and we just wanted to highlight a couple of them tonight, and then explain to you what they do, and then what ways they might be applicable. So going with the tech cards that may have applications in the meta, we have Snake Eye, and this is a card that reads: you can target one monster your opponent controls and put it into the spell and trap zone as if it were a continuous spell, which is really good for outing monsters that can't be destroyed by battle or by card effect. This card would be a perfect solution of getting rid of that, spot removal and putting a monster in the back row where it can be dealt with later, but also not being sent to the graveyard as to trigger, effects that may or may not happen when it goes down there. So I thought that was a really cool tech card that came out. It's only a couple of bucks. I want to say it's like $5 or $6 right now. So if you're gonna go buy a playset, I figured now's the time to go at least go get yourself a set at $15. Like that's not anything. You can go to like a locals and get that shit for like $10.
I will say, out of all of the artwork in this entire set, this is probably one of my favorite artworks.
Oh yeah, it's really really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's very aesthetically pleasing.
You know what? It reminds me of an Evil Eye card. I don't know if you know Syracuse and all that.
Yeah, sir. No, I can definitely see where you're coming from with the evil eye reference, especially with like the piercing eye in the middle. So no, that's definitely cool. It's a beautiful artwork for sure.
Yeah, super super nice. I really do like it. It could definitely be a part of that archetype too if it really wanted to. Unless it is already and we secretly just don't know. But I really do like that card. If anything, high and away, I think one of the best solo cards out of there. It's a normal spell. Can be used with thrust to out that one monster that you need, eat a negate, or whatever it may be. Yada yada. So definitely a good card in my opinion. I really do like it. Go get yourself a set.
Yeah.
Another card that I really liked is the Tokusano some shit. I'm not even gonna slaughter this name, but it's a Tokusano draw card.
We're gonna get this.
The draw card for level 10s. You can send monsters whose level equal exactly 10 from the field or hand to the graveyard to draw 2 cards. So it's kind of like a pseudo Pot of Greed, but for decks that don't mind their monsters going to the graveyard and have high level monsters, aka things like Cyber Dragons, things like Earth Machines. So it's another good card for decks that have to play 10s or higher cards.
Eldritch too. Eldritch level 10.
Eldritch is another one too. Yeah, they definitely would like that. It's another way for them to draw that doesn't have to use their extra deck, so they don't have to use Prosperity or Extrav, something like that, which costs a lot of like resources in your extra deck. So
Yeah. It almost makes me like just feel like it's like trade-in though, where it's like just send a level 8 to draw 2 cards. So it almost makes me wonder, like, is it better just to maybe play something like a Pot of Extravagance or a Pot of Desires or something along those lines, something that might be a little more beneficial than losing a monster. But I don't know. Is Earth Machines?
they have a whole bunch of level 5s and they have 10s.
Yeah, and don't they have 10s that like trigger in the graveyard?
They do have 10s that want to be in the graveyard, not necessarily trigger in the graveyard, but like cards like Machina Fortress can trigger in the graveyard if something else gets destroyed. Cards like Super Express Bullet Train will, in the end phase, activate to either add another card, or if you're adding Gearbox, to get you another card from the deck. So, I mean, there's definitely utilizations for it, as well as drawing 2 cards behind it. So.
No, that's definitely not bad at all.
Yeah, 100%.
And they're only like $5 a piece too.
Yeah, all these secrets are all dirt cheap, which is what I really like about this set, because everyone's chasing after those QCRs or those 25th and of rarities. They're definitely, the secrets are taking free falls. It's insane. I think besides Revolution Synchron, everything in Dueling Nexus is below $5. Like, it's insane.
Oh,
so
wow.
I really do think that these are all grabs that you should do right now before people get wise to them. And I think one of the last cards I'll talk about, just to give you guys a handful for the first little batch, would be Nightmare Magician. And this was one that's definitely slept on. It's one of the newer illusion monsters, which is why it's probably slept on. That archetype's not that bad, but I want to see where the support goes with it. But this card reads specifically, it's a level 7 monster, illusion type, effect monster with 2500 attack and 2000 defense. And it says, if this card battles another monster, neither can be destroyed by that battle. So whether you're attacking another monster or whether they're attacking you. At the end of the damage step, if this card battled an opponent's monster, you can take control of that opponent's monster. So it's almost like a Borlo dragon, as in the effects that it just takes the monster that battles and it doesn't target. And then it also reads, once per turn at the start of the damage step, if another monster attacks, so something that's not itself, you can destroy one card on the field. And it doesn't say it has to be your monster. So if one other monster on the field attacks, whether it be yours or your opponent, you can destroy a card on the field. This card overall, it's a level 7. It can be used in Kashtira as a tech card if you ever really needed to, as a way to out certain things that you can't out with Fenrir or a Rysart. Certain things that maybe can't be targeted or something. It's a level 7, so it can be normal summon through birth. There's no real way to special summon it because it's of the illusion archetype, unless there's a way to special summon illusion monsters that I'm unaware of. But just as a little tech card, like, this card reads pretty busted. Like, it can't be destroyed by battle. You have to spot remove it, and then at the end of the damage step, if it destroys, take something, and then if anything else declares a battle, you can pop another card on the field, back row or front row. That's kind of crazy to me personally.
That's pretty crazy. And you want to know the best part about this card? It's the fact that Yu-Gi-Oh players do not read. And I cannot tell you how upset I was the very first time I played against it was someone, it was like a fusion illusion deck that was using like all this stuff.
It was the Chimera.
Yeah, it was crazy, and they had one of these on the field with a couple other cards, and I remember I just it was a couple negates or something, and I was like, all right, I'll just like I summoned something quick, went to battle phase, and just declared an attack. I think it was like a Fenrir that I summoned, and I just declared an attack, and he was like, oh, Nightmare Magician, and he just popped my Fenrir, and I because I did not read the card, and so like you can really catch people slipping if they're not paying attention, or if they just like maybe like read the beginning of the card itself, and they're just like, yeah, this does nothing, and they just put it back, and then just try to go and attack. And it's like, okay, trigger and pop something.
Yeah, definitely a sleeper card.
It can really catch people, so
100% sure. So those were my picks as sleeper tech cards and some decks you might be using them in. So just to recap, I got Snake Eye for those who just need a thrust target or a way to spot remove cards that puts them into the back row so it doesn't put them in the banish zone or put them in the graveyard. Very, very nice card. You also got the Nightmare Magician that could be teching the Kashtira should they be slaughtered on the fucking ban list, which I really hope not, because they're a fair deck and don't fucking deserve it. So don't touch my fucking deck. And then the Takusano, some shit that they shouldn't have probably printed because niggas can't pronounce that shit.
No, we got to get this right.
I'm not getting that shit right.
It's Tokusano Shinkyojin.
Shinkyojin.
Tokusano Shinkyojin.
I will learn this when they have a chant for it. When they can chant and I can Gate Guardian chant it, then I'll learn it.
Just call it Shink.
Besides that, you got that one.
Tokushink.
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 All right, we're gonna call it that. And then how about you take it away with some of your picks from the set?
Yeah, well, like I was kind of referencing before, a couple of cards that I think are like kind of underrated, or I feel like haven't really had too much of an impact at all. Fusion Armament, I feel like is a card that it's definitely underrated, depending on the deck, but it can be pretty good. I was messing around with a duel with Ian before, and he activated this on me and pulled out a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, and it's not easy getting over a 4,500 monster. You know what I'm saying?
That bitch big.
Yeah, he was a thick ass dragon. I'm telling you. But and don't get me wrong. And in today's dueling age, it's not too easy to spot remove a 4,500 vanilla. But still, like just the fact of how easy it is just to like slap something like that, or even like Cyber End Dragon. If you're playing Cyber Dragons or something, and you can pull that out, and if your opponent can out that by the next turn, you got a 4,000 piercing big ass metal thick ass dragon that's gonna tear that's gonna tear you up. So I think that's a really slept on card that can really have impacts, again, depending on the deck. I don't really know if you could really say if there's anything like you could apply it for like branded or anything, but again, I think it's more of like a rogue contender. I also noticed Dark Corridor, like I kind of mentioned previously.
Yeah, Corridors. pretty good, yeah.
The card itself is good, yeah, but I feel like, especially like with the regional coming up, I feel like I'm not gonna see any Dark World at all.
I don't think I will either.
I feel like it's gonna be cash, branded, pearly, maybe a little bit of rogue, like maybe like Plunk Pride, maybe like Dinos, you know, like stuff like that. I don't think there's gonna be like any Dark World, because I feel like a lot of decks are still playing Droll. There's a decent amount of decks that are still playing cards like Shifter, which makes it very hard. Yeah. Yeah, which makes it very hard for Dark World to play. So I mean, I feel like the card is solid, but as far as like impact, I feel like it hasn't changed a lot.
Yeah.
Infernoble stuff. Holy shit. Don't even get did you see on Sunday Kenny was tearing people up? I don't know.
Kenny and Eric were on a rampage.
Yeah, Eric was doing pretty solid too. I ended up clapping his ass in round 5. Shout outs to Eric though. No, I always love playing Eric. He's obviously an amazing duelist. He keeps me on my toes. But no, like
fuck that. I beat him in Top Cut, so we just over here mollywopped his ass.
but no, like overall though, like the stuff that Infernoble can do now is just crazy. Insane. It's crazy.
It's pretty good now.
The fact that you can just throw out 2 link ones that just turn into 4,000 fucking no's, and and then you have the Gearfried as well. That's another negate, and including whatever the fuck else they have in their hand. It's just crazy how far Infernoble's coming since the new support. So
yeah, they're actually a viable threat.
Oh, I feel like again, as far as like rogue decks, like in Rochester, that's one of them that you could definitely expect to possibly see.
Yeah.
And then another thing that I kind of noticed here, as far as like just cards in general, that exclusive Magicians of Bond and Unity. I remember because I pulled one myself. I remember showing you, and when I first pulled it, that card I think was like $456. Like I looked at that thing and my jaw just dropped. Like like I couldn't believe it. And now that thing's tanked in value too. That is actually just below $200. So do you think that's gonna like maybe keep on dropping in price, or do you think maybe it'll go back up in price?
If I could compare it to anything, I would say that I would compare it to maybe the Dark Magician, the altar art that came out of Battle of Chaos.
Oh, yep.
When that one was first announced, it was a secret little kind of gem that they threw into the set that no one really knew about. It was like in the back of people's packs that some people pulled it and didn't even realize it. In their comments were just giving it out because it's in like the very, very back of the pack. So when it first came out, I think, or when it first was announced on pre-sale, it was probably selling for about $150, like close to $200. I remember Jake pulled one and let it go for that. And then once people started realizing that the circulation was going around and it was a little bit more than what people anticipated, it's starting to drop. So I think that's what we are seeing right now with it, is the drop of the anticipation of everyone else being, pulling it and then putting theirs onto the market. But if you notice the way that the graph kind of goes, it has a decline slowly until it hit like $88, and then it kind of gradually for the next 3 months climbed up to a high of like $120, like so almost back up to like what the pre-sale price was. And then it did go back down. We're not gonna lie, it went back down to about $77, but it did have a spike back up initial. So you could see the same thing. Everyone's putting it on the market right now, which is why you see the tank. And then when someone figures out something with the card, because the only way that you can get it is in that prismatic rarity, and it doesn't come as like a secret anywhere else in the set, you can kind of compare it to the same like thing. Like that alternate art doesn't come out in any other set in any other way. So when someone figures out how to break this card, or if it becomes applicable in the meta at some point in time, this will spike up. This will go back to being a $250, $300, maybe even a $400 card, because it has reminiscences of Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl. So, I mean, I'm just saying it could be a sleeper hold at the very least.
Oh no, definitely. Like I said, even just like you just said, even the fact that it even has the Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl on there, it's going to maintain collector value at the very least, even if it was to drop a little bit. But
yeah, big backs.
But yeah, those are definitely some notable mentions I've noticed here from the set itself.
Speaking of sets too, we also have a new set that just dropped on Friday, which would be the Soul Burning Volcano. and that is the new side set that we got from Konami, which includes support for Battle Boxers, Salamangreat, Volcanics, and a whole bunch of other fire support, because it was like kind of like how the water one was the Abyss one. This one is the fire one. So it's got a whole bunch of all that.
I keep on seeing Squidward memes everywhere with the volcano.
Oh, of course. Oh, of course.
It's so funny. It's so funny.
Payne said it, he had the record of how long it took to get volcanic support. So
Not gonna lie.
I think Konami was personally reaching for him.
I might have an actual reason to play Salamangreat right now. I've never touched that deck before. But...
Yeah, especially with cards like the Ghost, Salamangreat, Sunlight Wolf, things like that is chase definitely being one of the chase cards in the set.
I mean, one of the only chase cards, but still, it's a beautiful card nonetheless. I saw someone post one the other day on Zodiac, and that card is it's a gorgeous Ghost Rare. Once you hit it in the bright light, it's nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably the highest chase card in the set as far as rarity, but there are other cards that are just as good, if not, I think more impressionable than Sunlight Wolf. I mean, if we look at it, we have the Battle Boxer XYZ and the new monsters that also extend themselves. But the Battle Boxer XYZ searches for any fire level 4 warrior monster. So you can search for other Battle Boxers. You can search for Infernoble cards, so it's a good boost for Infernoble. Any other deck that can utilize the level 4 searching capabilities, you definitely got support. The Volcanics definitely got way more playable. I played against it a couple times online. I'm not saying it's by any means higher than mids, but the new Volcanic support,
yeah,
where
with
they're
the
burning
runic,
you every fucking turn. No, I never played with the
runic.
runic. I just played straight up pure. I played the same guy like 4 or 5 times because I really wanted to learn how that deck was, and he seemed like he had a really good grasp of it. So, and we play. I mean, it was very, very eye-opening to see how that deck was playing, like the mechanics that it gave it, the ability to burn. Like it really became like a burned deck on legs. It's kind of funny. So
Yeah,
like there's some good cards in there.
I've been seeing a lot of people teching it with the runic cards, and it's annoying to say the very least.
To say the least.
Especially like you said, with the burning effects and all that's happening. I mean, granted, like there's some effects that you have to kind of pay for and whatnot, but still, like with time rules being a thing, that's definitely.
And I'm not talking about like a little bit of burn. I'm talking about they're doing like 4K in one turn, and then like you better kill them, because if not, you're dead by just burn alone. Not even the monsters that they're inherently bringing out, which is crazy to me.
Yeah, it's pretty nutty. I mean, I don't want to say I don't want to say it's going to be a problem, because like there's every deck that's going to have like the crazy thing that it does that's going to like either like lock you out of playing or just kill you. But it's definitely going to be game changing for sure.
I agree. There's definitely going to be some implemented cards that will be scattered about. I don't know about that Salamangreat tuner, because I don't see Salamangreat tuning into anything. Like the pool of fire synchro monsters isn't that vast or that like intricate. So
yeah, not too large.
Yeah, I don't know how well that's going to be implemented, but everything else, like it'll find a home in something.
I think it's definitely going to diversify the meta. I mean, like I don't know if you're going to see it like in locals or anything, but there's those Salamangreat lovers that are gonna want to be playing like with some of the new stuff and all that. So, oh yeah, Joey's gonna be all over it. He's probably drooling. Yeah. Oh no.
All right, I think the last topic that we're talking about today is going to be a little bit more local oriented for those who are listening outside of the Syracuse area, but if you want to get in on the Syracuse bragging, I would stay tuned for this segment, because we're getting into the local Syracuse Summer League. That's right. That's right, baby boy. So every Sunday, Comic Zone out in North Syracuse hosts a locals, and this locals has been doing Summer League for the last couple weeks. And at the time of recording, we have about 2 more weeks left in the Summer League. And let me tell you, the Summer League is the most competitive time to be a Syracuse Yu-Gi-Oh player.
No. Summer League has been competitive as fuck the past 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, Summer League is the time. Because, like, we had to go to Nats, so all the good people who went to Nats had to miss out on a week, and then every good player in one way, shape, or form, for whatever reason, missed out on a week. I think, like, Ryan App took a day to go to the beach. Brendan was a bum and just decided he just didn't want to play. He was being cringe. I had to go get my hair done. Eric just had to go do some shit with his wife. So, like, everyone had, like, a week where they just didn't play. But every other week since we got back from Nats, everyone has had, like, the burners turned up. Yep. Yes, it has been sweaty as fuck for the last 2 weeks, to say the very least. And the next 2 weeks are only going to be sweatier. Like, it's cutthroat now, and motherfucker is only waiting for it to get worse, you know? So.
I know. I needed that extra point for going undefeated yesterday. Like, I needed it.
Yeah, it's that cutthroat, you know what I'm saying?
I was sweating.
People
so
was
bad.
fiending, dog.
I was holding first place since the start, and now someone needs to go sneeze on Brendan.
I think even if Brendan got COVID, that motherfucker would still show up to locals. He would fight his way through it.
Wear a mask and some rubber gloves. Like, I need these points today, boy.
I need these points, motherfucker. We going here. But to read off the current standings, like I said, at the time of recording, which would be August 14th.
2 more Sundays left.
Yeah, we have 2 more Sundays left, and the rankings are as followed. Sitting on the poll, we have Brendan in first place with 24 points.
Achoo.
Followed by him, we have Ryan App with 23 points.
Achoo.
Then we have none other than Bradley, Mr. Purrfect himself, in third place with 22 points. We have the troll under the bridge, who is tied technically with Mr. Purrfect, who is Jake with 22 points.
Shout out to Jake, though. He's holding it down with Pearly.
And then we have AJ in fifth place with 19 points. We have Austin Despia in sixth place with 18 points. We have seventh place going to Albert Park at 17 points. And then last but not least, in top 8, we have me with 14 points, which...
How the fuck did you come back?
I'm going to give myself a... Bum, 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 bum.
So you're probably saying you're probably saying fuck your hair for the next 2 weeks, huh?
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk around with this fucking mop on my head for the next 2 weeks because I'm definitely not losing again. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna make sure I'm there these next 2 Sundays. I got shit to prove. If I gotta hear Brendan's mouth, I might as well have a fighting chance in the conversation by saying I'm at least top 8. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I at least got packs. Fuck your boxes. I at least got a pack.
I gotta pull better than you in my 4 packs.
Full QCR. So crazy.
Yeah, it's fucking ruthless. So, out of all the top 8 in Syracuse, good luck to you guys. You got 2 more weeks to prove yourself. If you're not in top 8, the honorable mentions are Trent, Mr. Teaster, Armad, and Ryan Kimball for having 13 points. They are tied for 9th place. So, so good luck to them. Anyone who is trying to climb their way into top 8, but good luck because I'm holding on to that shit for dear life. Y'all niggas gonna have to get over my cold, dead Kashtira Ash hands.
Tell Pokemon to release a new game or something. So Brendan
will play some of these people out.
Yeah, come on. I don't know what Ryan likes to do, but get him out of here. Just for a few weeks. Just wait till September to come back.
We'll put him on his new jet ski and send him out to the fucking lake for a day.
Go. Yeah. Go have fun at the beach, dude. Come on, you deserve it, bro. For real. Or do it on a Sunday all day. No. All
right, guys, we are starting to run out of life points. Before we close out, I just wanted to make a recap real quick of all the goodies that we've talked about. So just to make sure you guys heard it the first time, we have the giveaways for our Twitter and TikTok happening when we reach 50 followers. So go in the link down below, click on it, follow us. Make sure that you're subscribed, that you're liked, that you're commenting, that you're interacting, because we make sure to give back to you in the same regard. Also, be sure that while you're down there, you go follow Unplugged Gaming and Unplugged Gaming's Discord, which is in Manlius, New York. If you happen to be out there, pop by the store. Go tell Joe that the boys over at Semi Unlimited sent you, you know? Also, make sure that if you are looking for merch, I know you guys, if you see me out or message me for hoodies, shirts, pins, all that stuff, if you're looking for it, there is an Etsy link. This is in the Discord, that is in the Linktree link down below that you can click on and you can go get the new hoodies. They got zip-ups, throwovers, we got shirts. We got new pins for you, stickers, whatever you guys want. We will make sure to keep in stock for you. So be sure to message the page and let us know what you guys want. And also, before we close out, one more time, be sure to go check out Brad streaming at Mr. Purrfect. You can go catch Brad streaming on Twitch on Saturdays at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And once again, Brad, you can go ahead and tell your details.
Well, first off, you forgot to tell them about the exclusive semi-limited underwear that's going to be dropping here soon this holiday season. So
Yeah,
make
the
sure,
thongs.
yeah, the elephant thongs. So make sure you get your duelist friends a pair of those coming up here this holiday season. You know, they're a great stocking stuffer. And but yeah, Saturdays around 11 o'clock. Yeah, come check me out over here on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/semi_Purrfect, Purrfect_gaming. And like I said earlier, just doing some playtesting for the regionals and whatnot. So come watch me do some playtesting, drop a follow, give me some advice, tell me how amazing I am, tell me how much I suck at card games. I don't really care, but we'll have fun doing it. So
yeah, that's right. You know, you can join the stream and have fun and be interactive. Brad's a really interesting guy to watch stream because he's very, very like hell-bent on entertainment, and it's a really good quality that I like about him because he definitely makes sure he keeps his people entertained. So whether it's doing the fun little inside things that him and his streamer buddies like to go do, like drink water or I don't know, piss on a plant or whatever the fuck they like to do.
be walking around my title belt.
Yeah, be sure to go out there and go check it out. Like I said, again, Saturdays at 11 p.m. And I'll have that link down in the link tree down below as well. So thanks, guys. We are officially out of life points. I am Player X.
And it's your boy, Mr. Purrfect.
And we are Semi-Limited Podcast, guys. Good night.